So good afternoon, good day, good morning, good night, whatever time it is that you're watching this. Welcome to another vlog, and yeah, I think I'm in a nice location yet. Dingle. Currently looking out at the Dingle Peninsula. It is a fantastic spring day. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and the tourists are walking around with their selfie sticks and iPhones. No disrespect, we love our tourists here in Ireland. I'm here to shoot sunset today, but very quickly, so I'm not actually shooting at Dunquin. I'm going to go to a different location where I'm going to shoot the Three Sisters, they're called, in the background, but more on that when I actually arrive in the location. The reason I'm sitting here right now is because I've been asked a lot of questions on how I get such good sunrise, sunsets, and basically what do I do. In short, there's a nice bit of luck involved. I've happened to have been lucky on a good few occasions I've gone out, but you can plan. And I've spent a lot of time studying the weather when I've been out in location and shooting. For example, if I saw a very, very nice sunset, I would think back during the day, okay, what was the weather like? What was the cloud like? What was the weather the next day? And I'd write all this down. And eventually patterns started to emerge. So I'm going to discuss cloud cover, cloud height, and a short bit on what weather precedes a good sunset, sunrise. Okay? Okay. Here we go. 3 types of cloud. High cloud, middle cloud, and low cloud. And in a nutshell, what you want for a good sunrise, good sunset, is 40 to 70% middle to high cloud, okay, and 0 low cloud, because low cloud just seems to kill the colour when the sun sets. The reason that is because when the sun dips below the horizon and it's trying to catch the light of the middle or high cloud, if there is low cloud present, it will just kill that light. Now, if there is no low cloud present, then you're in for a treat. The sun will catch the middle to high cloud and it will light up, and that's when you'll often get your pinks and your purples and reds and oranges. A caveat with that: certain weather will determine what sky you're going to see. We've all heard that saying, red sky at night, shepherd's delight, red sky in the morning, shepherd's warn. That is so true. So if I'm ever heading out for sunset, I will always look at the weather the next day. So first of all, I look at the cloud cover, then I will look at the weather the next day. So for example, if I check the weather and there is 20% middle cloud, no low cloud, and I've got about 60% high cloud, and the next day is meant to be a scorcher, I will be racing to get that sunset. I will guarantee 8 times out of 10 you will get fantastic colour thrown up into the sky. Sunrise, if you have, so same conditions, same cloud cover, no low cloud, middle and high cloud, and there is rain coming in the afternoon or the evening, get out for sunrise, as it's actually more spectacular than a sunset. If you've ever witnessed a sunrise where that day itself was wet and windy and miserable weather, but the morning was nice, the colours you will see in that sky are phenomenal. Also, what I've noticed is, take it, we're in an ideal scenario now that you have all these ideal conditions. You've got high cloud, a gorgeous day the next day, and you're heading out for sunset. Do not even dream of leaving when the sun is set. You arrive in location, if you know your composition, arrive there about 30 minutes before the sunset, okay? Because that's still plenty of time, especially in summer, because the sun stays quite high in the sky. Sit up, relax, have a cup of tea, chill out, admire the landscape. The sun has set. You're still waiting. You may have shot your foreground to get that golden colour in the foreground, I don't know, whichever. After the sun has set, wait about 15-20 minutes and then you will see the colour. Do not leave. I see too many photographers packing up when the sun has set and away they go, and they miss the best colour. They'll be driving home and next thing the sky explodes over them. It happened to me, and it's the most frustrating thing ever. With sunrise, it's the opposite. So if the sun is rising at 8:30 and you have all these ideal conditions, then you want to be shooting at 8 o'clock. So think about it as, it's kind of hard to get your head around. Colour comes when the sun is rising. So when the sun is actually rising, not above the horizon. So for sunrise, it's when it's as the sun is coming up, hasn't hit the horizon yet. For sunset, it's when the sun has gone below the horizon. So think about it as that after sunset and before sunrise. Sorry if that's a bit confusing. So yeah, I think that's kind of somewhat of an explanation. I've been asked that a lot and I've been meaning to make a video on it, so I said I'll throw it into this video, as this is probably going to be reasonably short anyway. So middle, high cloud are your friends, low cloud not your friends. Weather the next day, get out for sunset. Bad weather that day, get out for sunrise if you can. What else then? Oh yeah, the times. So waiting after sunset, getting there before the sunrise, get there your optimum shooting times. Now that does not mean that you can't get good photos anywhere outside those times. Obviously golden hour, beautiful golden side light, we can get nice shots in that kind of conditions as well. What I would say is don't shoot in broad daylight. I see too many people going out shooting in broad daylight. The light is harsh, yeah, it's not nice. Sunrise, sunsets, golden hour, optimum times. That's like the rule. There's a lot of rules of photography and I break a lot of those rules, but that is one rule that I always stick to. And I'm not a very technical photographer at all, as you probably have guessed from these vlogs. I just love taking photos. So yeah, that's kind of it I think. It's now 20 to 4 and the sun is setting at 5 o'clock, so I'm gonna head to my location and set up. I suppose I better talk about the cloud level that there is today. There is very little cloud in the sky today, as you can probably see above me here, but you also might be able to see all this kind of wispy high cloud, which if that stays and if no low cloud is present will light up. Now it will not be a real spectacular colourful sunrise, but that will go pink and it'll be quite nice. Yeah, time to head on. That was a long one. It's the first real, that first day you can really sense spring and kind of just that hint of warm weather come back in again. It's the first time actually I've shot one of these vlogs that haven't needed a hat. It's not that cold, but yeah, it's a really nice day and probably one of the nicest parts of the country, to be honest. Yeah, it took me about 3 hours to get here. Am I mad? Yeah. Do I care? No. I was off today, so I said, why not? Yeah. Coming back to the weather and the clouds, I probably should have mentioned the apps I use. So I use windy.com. Yes, you heard that right. Windy.com. windy.com. It's also an iPhone app. I think it's on the Android store as well. Not sure. And www.yr.no. So that is www.yr.no. I'll link the two of them below anyway. YR is very handy, it gives you the cloud levels, so it'll say it has 3 columns, low, middle, high, and it'll tell you the percentage. Generally it's accurate. It has been drastically wrong once or twice for me, but when you use the two of them in conjunction with each other, if the two of them are kind of given the same thing, then you're on to a winner. I think that's it. I hope I didn't confuse you. So I'm at a place called I actually don't know what this area is called. I'm in Dingle, that's all you have to know. And it's a place I came before with a friend of mine, Mark. And I was here another time with my girlfriend. Both times we weren't taking photographs, we were just having a look. and I just spotted this composition 2 times I was here, and I thought in reasonable conditions it'd make a nice shot. I'm shooting a vertical composition, and I've got this jagged kind of edge leading away in my foreground. Behind that, in the background, are a series of mountains called the Three Sisters. They give a lovely perspective and lovely focal point in the back of the image, the way they're shaped and leading back down the slopes. Because, I don't know if you know this, but in photography they say that the 2 most pleasing shapes to the eye are circles and triangles. So we're working with triangles in this shot. Now, in terms of the cloud, there was lovely high wispy cloud on the way down here, and now at the moment some low cloud is coming in, and it's not nice low cloud. So it's like this kind of haze. It's like fog. It's not fog, but it's like a foggy kind of haze, and that's never any good. So I'm hoping that'll pass. But it's an absolutely fantastic evening to be out, and in probably one of the nicest parts of the country. I'm always trying to find something different, something that hasn't been shot before, and that's important. I mean, you have to stay creative. Like, it's great to get inspiration from Instagram and follow your other photographers and see their images, but don't do carbon copies. Like, if you see a nice shot, yeah, fair enough, go and shoot it, but build on that. Use that to perhaps develop your own style in the future. Don't just follow other photographers, shoot the exact same compositions, ask where they're shooting, ask where that location is, go there, shoot it. That's fine once, twice to maybe develop your skills and enhance your photography a bit, but you need to develop your own style. You need to develop an eye for composition and an eye for detail, and it all comes down to your creativity. And I think that's the one thing that social media is hampering a small bit. Don't get me wrong, I love social media and I love Instagram and YouTube have given me platforms to develop and enhance my own photography, and I've met some fantastic people through that. But on the flip side, people spend hours just flicking through Instagram, looking at other people's photos, instead of learning like different weather patterns, instead of sitting at the computer and learning how to edit their photos better, and instead of going out exploring, finding their own compositions, they just open Instagram, open Flickr, whatever it is, find an image in a local area someone took and just go there. And unfortunately, that's becoming more and more prevalent. So I highly encourage you to go out, find your own compositions, be creative. It's art. Be artists, be creative, and you'll be much happier and much more fulfilled as a photographer when you're doing that. Yeah, spiel over. I'll be working with 3 different shots. I'll have one shot exposing the rock and the grass, I'll have another shot from my ocean, and I'll have a third shot from my background and my sky, and I'll blend them all in post. I really hope that low cloud, that haze doesn't kill the colour, because it's a long drive home. I'm just shooting at about a second and a half exposure, just to get that slight motion blur but still retain some detail in those waves. Oh, we're hitting the sunset mark now. I think that haze is gonna finish any sort of decent sunset we'll have tonight. It's throwing some nice golden tones into the water, which is giving my foreground a bit of life. So all I have on at the moment is my polarizer. I took off the force stop because I wasn't getting a short enough shutter speed just to give me that motion in the water. So So I'm a little over a second on the shutter speed now. I'm at f11. And I'm just shooting that foreground, exposing for my rock and my waves. Trying to time it so that I get a decent wave and I get a nice bit of motion in the foreground. And hopefully we'll get a tiny bit of colour in the sky, just to give us some interest. So yeah, I think it's got time to go home. Bit disappointed, but it's always good to get out with the camera. And it wasn't the sunset predicted, but I did get a lovely shot during golden hour when we had those nice golden tones in the water and in the sky. Gonna head home, bit of a long drive back, and we'll see you again sometime. So until then, thanks for watching and stay safe, folks.